Woo. If you guys see on YouTube, I have on my Lion King shirt, it says Hakuna Matata on the arms. It's a problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. Let's just stick with my day job. Welcome back to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. I am Shaunda. Hello, guys. Hey, Hakuna Matata. And it's just very interesting wearing this shirt. I had no intentions on to, but I just noticed, and it runs into the topic that I'm going to be talking about. And for my topic today, I just wanted to talk about normalizing the conversation around being broke. Today was an interesting day that I had. So today I had to drive to Virginia for a class for work, which was fun. Before I got to the class though and getting there and realizing, okay, I need gas. I'm like, right, I need to get there. So I had 69 miles in my tank. And I'm like, okay, cool. I can make it. I put the address in the GPS and the GPS said that I had 32 miles to go. So I'm like, all right, I can make it there, doing the calculations I did. Got a little bit worried of being halfway there and seeing that I'm low on fuel, but I was halfway there. So I was like, okay, I can still make it, right? And it was really good. So the aftermath though, I'm like, okay, so I know that I need to get home. And from all the videos and, podcasts that I listen to and getting people's opinions about, how the world is and nowadays living paycheck to paycheck is considered broke. And I definitely get that. I get that. So it's just been very interesting. I don't want to call it broke, but I'm just going to call it what it is. Yes. So the weird thing about making this decision is that after the class, all my coworkers and the managers was just we should all get together after math. And where we were after the class was over, they had in the hotel a bar and a cool area to hang in. They had a pool table and a cool area just to hang, but the bar was right there. And I was like, oh, well, nice. And they say, if we don't go to this bar or get anything from this bar, there's somewhere across the street where we can all go, right? So I was like, all right, cool. Do I make the conscious decision and transferring money to hang out and then also have gas to go home, or just transfer what I have to go home? And when I made the decision of just going home and transferring gas money that I need, I'm I'll do that. But before that, I had the conversation and I looked at one person. I wanted to say it out loud and I did. People were around me. I just wasn't sure if they heard me, but I stayed focused on one person. It was just I don't have any money. I said I really would like to hang out, but I don't have any money to hang out. So I'm going to go home. And it was just she was just yeah, agreeing, it is true. I don't know if she was going through the same stuff or she understands that circumstance. It's just yeah. So I wanted to say it out loud, not for people to be oh, dag, but I just want to normalize, this is just something that is going on and, it will pass. I know things will be coming, the payday's coming up, right? But I don't mind sharing this. So in my check-ins account, I was negative $32.72. So I was like, okay, I have to transfer money. Let me just do this calculation. I'm going to transfer $80. Now, in my savings account, I have my money for rent saved, so I don't touch that. I always tell myself I'm broke or I can't do things when it comes to money. I just don't want to touch it. I don't. So I was like, Shaunda, let's be a little bit realistic. $80, when I have 45 in my account, do I put the whole 45 in there or do half and just work with what I got? And I was just like, okay, I can still get through this though. I have to make this decision because when it comes back, I know what to transfer back into there. So it's just very interesting decision making and how I'm going. I was laughing at myself because I was going to say to this like, oh, let me just ask a friend, say that this is for a friend and not me. But I'm like, let me just be real. This is what is currently happening, and everything is working out. I'm figuring it out as I go. But it's just very interesting to like making those decisions and thinking about not letting life beat me down. Because like, even though I don't have like what I need to go out and hang out, I still want to make the time to like hang out with friends. I want to make the time to hang out with family, even though it doesn't involve any money. So I've been going over to my mom's house, my sister's house, my friend's house to like hang out and just hang, pop in when I can. Before that, I want to say when I do not and I'm not able to go and hang out with friends, I just stay in the house because it's just like I have to use the gas that I have, not run that out so I can just make it to work and come back home. So that's just been very interesting. This all runs into the normalizing the conversation about being broke, that it's not just to family members, because I feel like that is a very easy thing to say to sisters and moms, right? When I think about friends, though, and I think this is where I want the normalizing conversation of, when there is an ick and you need some money, it's very easy to ask family members, very, very easy, like, can you spot me like $10, $15? You can also do the same with friends. I was thinking about, and I guess this is along the aspects of the trust part with friendship, but like asking friends money over $100 isn't if they're willing to give that, right? So it's just been a very tricky thing. And I think about my friends, well, I'm not really sure. I never really been in a situation where I had to ask them over $100, but I want to normalize it because like there's trust that we built. You're not just a friend to me in a way, like we're best friends or something like that. We've known each other for a while. You know how I work, because usually there's always a commitment. Like if you can lend me $150, for an example, I'll pay you back next pay, right? And that's like something, you'd be like, all right, cool. As long as you have me next pay, that's fine. I think about it being over $500 and how the trust has to come in and be like, I'll pay you in increments. Over this time, I'm committed to this date. Getting that conversation like out is very nerve-wracking to me. Again, I've never been in a situation where I had to ask that amount. But I find it so small that I'm even not asking that question like when it's $10 or $15 at all. And if I do get asked out, I don't say like, oh, I don't have it. I'll be like, I can just hang out at the house, but I can't go out to there or certain stuff. Asking the question like, hey, can you spot me tonight for money and I'll pay you back is something to start off in the beginning before you even go out, or just being blunt. But even saying that about being blunt, like I don't have any money, it's just like hard to say. Like it's very hard to say to that. Now, there have been like a lot of times where I haven't been like going out, not like recently. I have to say recently, nobody really asked me to go out, so I've been fine. But I always think about the future of like, oh yeah, I really do want to go out. And then I think about transferring money just to go. That's me thinking like, I'm not going to let this beat me down. But then I still want to be conscious of like what I have. So it's like an up and down thing, but normalizing the conversation about like, yo, I just don't have it right now. And maybe next time, like maybe next time. And I know it's really bad about like prioritizing money the way how I go and the way how things are now, but I just have been prioritizing bills just so I'm somewhat stress free. And it's like an 80-20 thing, I feel. Like 20% I'm just not satisfied, of course. Like 80% I just know that I just don't have bills to worry about. And I'll be like, cool. Like, like I'm cool. Like I just don't have to stress out. And I appreciate that. I'm very grateful for that. But then I also see like some of my friends were also going through the same thing. And I have like a big heart because I'm like, yo, if I really had the money that I had, I would give it to you so you're just not struggling. So we're not struggling together. So hopping on getting extra income is a thing, and that also is just sacrificing time, which nobody really wants to do, but it's like what we have to do. And it's crazy because I talk to all my customers about like just in this insane, crazy life that we go on. Like, what is this? That we have to have 3 incomes to survive, unless you really have a really, 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 really good skill set that can just, you're here. And I hate that this is like the answer, but I have so many customers just like, get into the police, no offense to the police, but get into like state of Maryland, go to the Army, or just get a government job. And the conversations I had with a customer, she was like, it's not hard. Like, it's going to take like a couple months, but it's not that hard and not that long until you see $100,000. But then I had the conversation with my rep. She was like, think that can even like get you to survive these days? And I'm like, yeah, who knows, Especially like the kind of state that you're in and all that. I know that also plays in a factor, but it's just very interesting. It's just like, I don't want to not think that is a lot of money to get and attain, and it's something to be proud of. But it's also about prioritizing your money. So that's just been a very interesting topic that I had with customers, and then just to talk with myself about like this whole thing. But in general, of just normalizing to a person that isn't a family member, coworkers and friends about, I really just don't have it. And then what was funny to me, because like before I was gonna leave the meeting in the class, I was like, we're a quote unquote family. I should be able to ask one of my coworkers or just somebody, hey, do you have like a 20 that I can, borrow until my next pay so I can get gas? And that was also like a mental barrier that I put up. I'm like, yo, like, why is it so hard for me to ask my coworkers? And what's the bad thing? We're all in like separate stores in different areas, right? So hanging out with them and like mingling around is just like a thing. Like we should be doing this. This is something we ask for just to see. We're all going through the same struggles in work when it comes to goals. Getting skills and best practices to get better is a huge positive thing that I need. I would say all of us need, because it's just like, yeah, we can do this. Even though it's hard times, we can do this. And it's a very competitive job, but it's just putting that aside. I'm like, it's just very hard. I don't know why it's so hard to just ask somebody for $20, especially coworkers, because they're my coworkers. I shouldn't have to ask them for $20, but it's just the way how the times are. So I guess in general, I'm like, just don't be afraid to reach out. I am slowly getting there. So that's why I said I'm very happy that I singled out one person and still said it out loud with people around me, even though they were like in their own talk, they can still listen and hear that they heard that. And knowing that I got that one reaction, at least one person understood that. So it's a slow build up. It's not something that I want to normalize and keep like living like this, but I just have this experience right now. Got bills paid. I don't have a way to get to somewhere, or I just don't have the extra funds for fun activities. But, oh yeah, back to the Hakuna Matata thing, like it just means no worries for the rest of my days. It's a problem-free philosophy, Hakuna Matata. I know that everything's gonna be all right, because I'll adapt when find something better or get something a little extra for now, and prioritize time, scheduling time, putting things together, and just, it's working it out. It's working it out for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of I'm Just Sharing with Shaunda. Please remember to rate, like, comment, and subscribe on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. If you like what I said or have anything to say, you can comment, DM me, or share your story with me at imjustsharingpod@gmail.com. Yes, thank you guys. Did I say rate, like, comment, and subscribe? Do that. To each and every platform, it helps. I really appreciate the 17 subscribers, the comments that I've been getting on my YouTube page, or some likes on my TikTok and Instagram. So yes, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I will see you in the next one. Peace.